Well, this third batch of documents was found in a room of Joe Biden's private residence in Wilmington, Delaware. And the thing that's interesting is that initially the White House had mentioned a document found in a room in that residence, but talked about one single document. Now you have the White House counsel talking about 5 additional documents found alongside that single document. And the way he explains that is that on Wednesday, Joe Biden's private lawyers had been going through some of those documents, and when they found that one classified document, they immediately stopped the search because they did not have top secret clearance, so they were not supposed to see any of these documents. The White House counsel, went to Delaware the next day on Thursday, and he has that clearance, and therefore he was able to go through whatever that location was, the box or the room or a closet, and that's when he found 5 additional documents alongside that one document that was initially found. So that's the explanation of the White House for the discrepancy between what they announced just a couple of days ago and what has been announced today. So we're now on a third batch of documents after the one found in a private office here in Washington, D.C. That was back in early November. Second batch of documents found in the Delaware home, but in the garage. That was late in December. And finally, the third batch found just a couple of days ago. And we don't really know much more about these documents. What we know is that they're probably in total about a couple of dozen documents. That's the estimate that has been going around. And we also don't know exactly what these documents are about, and more importantly, what type of classification they have. According to U.S. media reporting, there might be at least one top secret document in those 3 batches, and documents that relate to briefing memos between then Vice President Joe Biden and then President Barack Obama, as well as memos preparing calls possibly with the then Prime Minister of the UK. But all of that has yet to be confirmed. The goal of the statement today by the White House counsel is to continue showing that they are cooperating, that they are being transparent about this process and letting people know what is happening, because that has been quite a big criticism in the United States about how they've been handling this.
Indeed, Ketavan, I wanted to come to that. How much is this becoming a political problem for Biden and his team here? What about the damage to reputations in their handling of this?
It is starting to become quite a bit of a problem because, of course, first of all, Joe Biden and his administration came into office saying that they were going to bring back experience, bring back rules into this White House compared to what was happening under Donald Trump, and that they were people who knew how you had to conduct yourself in a White House. This is going a little bit against that, because even if it is found out that Joe Biden didn't know how these documents got there and it wasn't intentional for him to bring them back, it does show some issues with how these documents were handled. It is also a political problem because this is really sucking the air out of everything else. The last couple of press briefings with Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre have been almost all about these documents, just endless questions about when they were found, how they were found, who knew about it, when they knew about it. And so everything else is basically thrown out of the window. It is also a political problem because the Republicans didn't waste any time using this as ammunition to attack the president, to attack the administration, to continue their messaging that this is simply showing double standards in this administration compared to how Donald Trump was treated with his own classified documents investigations. And it's also finally a political problem because of the handling, because of the communication. Over the past few days, one of the main questions towards the White House has been, why did you not get ahead of this? When the first batch of documents were found in early November, just a few days before the midterms, why did you not say this to the public? Why did you not tell the public when the second batch was found? And why did you wait for media reports to come out before you addressed the situation? And that is something that is going to be tricky for them. And even the Democrats, some within the Democratic Party, are starting to criticize a little bit, at least the handling, if not the core content of this investigation.